I personally believe that before we came to this planet, Earth, I think we were able to see it, view it, see it for what it was, see the challenges involved, see and observe and understand that the world was a chaotic, dangerous, surprising, difficult, challenging, challenge level 11 out of 10. This is a challenging planet, no doubt, no doubt. My mind is routinely thinking of the other side. I am routinely thinking of what comes next, or how the other side interacts with us. So I guess I'm keenly aware of, I'll be bold and say I'm keenly aware of the fact that we are not alone, that we have a certain amount of supervision. Let's call it guardian angels. I think that they're real. In fact, part of me really believes very strongly that we have guardian angels. I've had several experiences in my life that have demonstrated that to me, without a doubt. Maybe another time I can share those. But what I wanted to get at is, if we decided to come here at this challenging time, it's because we felt that we could do it. Now, if this is new information or information that you want to entertain and take on and maybe think about, then recognize this, that if we were willing to take the challenge, it's because we knew we could handle it. And let that be a reassurance to you when you're having a difficult challenge in life, that you're here and you can face that challenge, you can overcome it because you are built to do it. You've got the capacity to do it. I don't think that the people on the planet that are running things, the levers of the planet, are being pulled and maneuvered by individuals who have directives, who have incentives, who have motivation to harm a lot of us, like a whole lot of us. And that's another thing that is a personal belief that I have in my belief system, is that we have enormous challenges, and that life is the struggle, in part because of the difficulties set in place for our lives, whether they be burdensome taxes, whether they be burdensome regulations, whether they be division created by groups, whether they, division is a huge one. Poor communications, bad communication between people is something that I would say is nurtured and encouraged by well-funded organizations to divide and conquer us as human beings. But I just want to circle back to the idea that if you truly believe, like I do, and it's more than a belief, I'll say it's in between a belief and a strong knowing, that we're here and we had the opportunity to decide to come here or not because we wanted to undertake the challenge and, glean whatever experience that does for us for eternity, then rest assured that you can overcome challenges. You can. Given time, your mind will settle into the problem and work it out. Whether there are multiple problems, it can be worked out. I want to throw this out there too. As I was growing up and as I entered my 20s, I have always been an observer and haven't necessarily voiced my opinion to groups or crowds, or I've always kind of held back. And I think I have held back because of uncertainty. Maybe I wanted to settle into beliefs and have them be a part of me rather than just, fickle ideas that I kind of heard somewhere and adopted and just wanted to parrot. I think as a person I have settled into who I am, and I think that takes time. And so I think that's the challenge of adolescence, is who am I? Well, or even people in their 20s, is figuring out who the hell you are, right? But that comes with time and developing the voice, developing clear thinking, defined thinking, and that helps you maintain your value system and uphold your value system and what matters in your life. It's a lot of clarity comes about in time. So, okay, that being said, here I am making a video for individuals that, some of them I'm aware of who they are, some of them I'm really not. But I have no problem expressing myself and sharing my thinking because I'm at a point where it doesn't hurt me. I'm not held back from doing it out of nervousness or uncertainty. I'm just doing it because I've got clarity of thought. Not all the time, but mostly I've got clarity of thought. And thankfully, I've let go of habits that were harming clarity of thought. I wanted to share the ideas that having observed the planet prior to coming here, we had a good sense of the families we were going to be born into. We had a good sense of the conditions we'd be born into, and we had a good sense of maybe the roles that we would undertake in this life. And based on a lot of near-death experiences, I've watched and listened to many near-death experience stories, dozens and dozens and dozens of individuals talking about this life, the previous, and the one to come, which is the previous and the one to come, or let's call it home. I have a good sense of, or let's just say, I've pulled commonalities from these accounts that we came from somewhere. It's a place of love. We're here for a time, and my phone's ringing. Okay, all right. I'll get home as soon as I can. Thanks. All right, thanks. No problem. See ya. Bye-bye. Okay, I'll resume. I was back at... Oh, gosh, I'm just picking up trash because there's trash out here. Where was I? I was back at... Oh, heck. Where was I? I was talking about if we had made the decision... Oh, yeah. I was talking about near-death experiences. Okay. So there are commonalities between near-death experiencers, okay? The commonalities, let's start with the actual moment of death. The actual moment of death being mostly in hospitals from these accounts, okay? People hovering above their bodies, looking down, looking at the room, hearing what the doctors and so on, or the nurses and etc. are talking about, and then bringing that information back. When the doctors in the room knew that they were clinically dead, they'd be surprised. Oh, how did you know? Well, I viewed it from my spiritual self. Another commonality would be going down a dark tunnel towards a light. That's another commonality between stories. Another common thing would be going to a place, and the description of these places varies, but the environment in this place is more real, more vibrant, full of love, and all the things in their environment, be it the grass, the trees, the water, had intelligence. And that there was a connection between oneself and that environment, and that it was a more real experience than this life. Another thing being that the experiencers did not want to come back, okay? Because this place was so blissful and so full of love, they were reluctant to come back, but it just happened to be it wasn't their time. So these are commonalities, and a lot of this rings true to me. I mean, I think we come here without the knowledge of these things, and throughout life, Easter eggs are out there for us to pick up and to piece together little bits of information that we piece together, and a picture of who we are, where we're from, gets pieced together. I personally know that we return to a wonderful place, and that we're here on this planet for a brief time, and we're here. My brother shared something with me, and that was a beautiful thing, and I totally believe it now. This is not a test on earth. This is more of a lesson. And when you consider that, the burden of trying to be a perfect human being really dissipates, and you're not so hard on yourself. Because if it's a lesson, then we're supposed to have experiences and failures to learn, right? But if it's a test, and we all go to, some of us go to hell because we were so horrible, or maybe you're extra good so you go to a higher place in heaven, I don't believe that those necessarily are the outcomes of this life, regardless if there's any rewards in heaven for being extra good. That doesn't matter. I mean, incentive to be good is not why I choose to do good. Good is doing good to others or for others is important, regardless if you're going to be rewarded or not. Just as this channel that I'm attempting to grow, at this point, my incentive is not monetary. I'm doing it because I want to do it, and I enjoy doing it. And individuals who consume my content seem to be enjoying it also. So my intention is true, my intention is genuine, and I'm not being financially rewarded for it. Those aren't not my intentions at this point. Sure, it'd be great to be monetized and have extra income, but ultimately I'm pursuing this because I'm speaking my mind and I have a lot to share and a lot to say. Anyhow, so I suppose I've been personal to a degree, and I don't think it's crazy. I don't think my thinking is crazy. I've spent a lifetime of gleaning experiences and hearing things and recognizing things and piecing things together. This planet is a challenging planet. This planet experiences the forces of darkness. This planet was built with the power of love. This planet was provided to us so that we could come here by our loving creator or creators. I don't know how many were involved, but obviously this was a creation that we're experiencing. But regardless of how many were involved, regardless of any of that, we are here to make an impact, or we are here to have an experience, and if we can make an impact, then all the better, right? Then all the better. So make it a good one if you can. That's all I got. Take care. Adios. This is garbage I picked up.